The weight cutting is the #1 health issue in the sport, in my opinion, because it's so unnecessary. It's such an issue that needs to be addressed because these guys want to compete at the highest weight possible. You're most likely going to compete compromised, but you're going to accept that significant compromising because you're going to be a bigger person than the person you're fighting. But in boxing in particular, the vast majority of deaths have occurred in the lighter weight divisions. And a lot of it is not just because of the head trauma, but because it's head trauma to someone who's dehydrated. It sucks, and it's contrary to what martial arts is supposed to be about. Martial arts is supposed to be about skill for skill. It's not supposed to be about cheating. And the thing is, like, you're dehydrating yourself. You're saying you're 170 pounds. Like, if you say the 170-pound champion and get on the scale, he's 193. What the fuck's going on? Look, if somebody wants to compete at 170 pounds, in my humble opinion, they should actually weigh 170 pounds. It's sanctioned cheating. Yeah. It's sanctioned cheating, absolutely. And it's cheating at a much higher scale even than PEDs. Yeah. If you get two people and they both weigh 135, but they're both totally hydrated, and one of them has been doing steroids and one of them hasn't been doing steroids, the difference will be far less than if one person weighs in at 135 but then balloons up to 160. Mm-hmm, right. And then gets into that octagon at 160, but there's no PEDs involved. Well, that's a much greater advantage than someone who's doing some sort of a testosterone thing or something. But these guys that are doing it, and it's not their fault because it's already been established. It's a part of the sport. It's been there for years and years and years, and it's sanctioned cheating, and everybody does it. And it's the worst part of the sport because it's really damaging to your kidneys, terrible for your organs. Your body starts to shut down when you do it too often. Your body doesn't want to lose weight anymore, so it starts to really hold on to that water. And guys fall asleep and pass out and bang their heads off walls, and fights get canceled. Like championship-level fights get canceled because guys black out and crack their head off the wall. And this has happened in the UFC before. It's just super unnecessary and unfortunate. And part of it is because there's not enough weight classes. You know, there's 155, then there's 170. The difference between 155 and 170 is not just 15 pounds. Because if you actually weigh 155 and this guy's dropping down to 170, that motherfucker could be 190 plus. Right. And he's just figuring out a way to cut weight to get down to there. And that happens all the time. So you're dealing with, you know, it could be 25, 30 pounds difference between you guys if you actually weigh what the weight class is. So people are forced to drop weight. If they want to compete at a world-class level, they're forced to take this extra risk. And it could be mitigated. It could all be stopped by hydration tests. The UFC could step in. All the athletic commissions could step in and say, enough is enough. You're going to fight at what you weigh, and we're going to give you more weight classes so you can figure out what's the weight for you to be best at. What I would really love in a perfect world, what I would really love is a weight class every 10 pounds. I mean, there's just giant gaps. The gap between 85 and 205 is 20 fucking pounds. That's a lot of weight. I think what OneFC is trying to do is they're doing hydration tests, and they do a series of them. I believe they do 3 leading up to the fight, which really, they've essentially made it almost impossible for you to cut weight.
So are they doing hydration tests on weigh-in, at the weigh-in?
They're doing hydration tests 3 different times.
Okay.
3 different times leading up to the fight. I don't know the exact protocol, but what they've done is essentially made it so that you can't be dehydrated. If you're fighting at 170, but you know you get on the scale and you're fucking dying, like they're like, no, you're not really 170, and that's really where it should be. And I hope it doesn't take someone dying before they figure this out. We should have done it a long time ago in the UFC. I really think that.
All the weight cut issues, ruining cards, all that, it would all be eliminated, right?
Yes, ruining cards, and even more importantly, I think causing fighters to fight at less than their full potential. Yeah. How many fighters got hit when they shouldn't have gotten hit? If they were recovered completely, not recovered completely, but if they didn't have to recover from a weight cut. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's shots you ate that you wouldn't have eaten.
Yeah.
Especially if you're some guy who's cutting a brutal amount of weight. It's entirely possible that you could get hit with something you wouldn't if you didn't have to cut weight.
Right. We can fight more often. And the training would be a lot better too, because like a lot of fighters spend the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks of their camp
just trying to lose weight. It's a terrible way to approach it.
Of learning and building strength and all that stuff that you could do. So I don't know.
I just don't think it's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for the athletes. I don't think it's good for the sport. It's just an old thing that people are doing so they don't have to fight the bigger people. When you see certain fighters get on the scale, though, like Conor McGregor when he made 145,
it's crazy.
Looked like a zombie man, like a Walking Dead character.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, man. He looks like the Ice King.
Yeah.
What's that? No, the Winter King. Is it, what do you call him?
The Night King.
The Night King.
Yeah. The Night King. He did look like the Night King. But did you see him when he fought
Nate?
Nate.
Yeah, 170 looked great.
He looked great, right?
Looked great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's... Wow.
Yeah, look at the difference.
That's insane.
The Night King.
Oh my
Look, he looks happy
God.
right there. He's just like, I just had a burger.
I know.
Went to sleep good and then
what
whoop
a
some ass.
difference.
The other one, he's like, yeah.
Dude, he's on death's door right there.
They're really only 3 months apart, 4 months apart.
No way.
December 2015 and March 2016. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. This is madness to me. This goes against what fighting is supposed to be, what we talked about before, about discipline and focus and technique and training. That's what competing is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about a fight where two equally skillful individuals try to figure out who's got the best strategy and who's got the best will and technique. It's not supposed to be about who can do this legal cheating thing best, because that's what weight cutting is.